Hello, this is your Express briefing for Tuesday, August 13. From the San Antonio Express News, I'm Joy Marie Scott. Become a subscriber and read more of these headlines at expressnews.com. The struggle for control will continue today in Castle Hills, where the City Council may decide what to do about a pair of council seats and whether the city manager should be dismissed. Expect sunny skies and a high of 104. Councilman Manny Pelez said Mayor Ron Nirenberg and all but one city council member agreed to delay the city's paid sick leave ordinance, despite the mayor and others publicly saying they opposed it. City attorneys and lawyers agreed last month to push back implementation of the ordinance until December. Nirenberg and four council members, Roberto Trevino, Ana Sandoval, Jada Andrew Sullivan, and Melissa Cabello Havdra blasted the delay on Twitter. But Pelez on the Express News Puro Politics podcast said only Trevino told city attorneys he opposed the deal before a joint request was filed. Find that podcast episode at Puro Politics on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. With some Texas Democrats moving further to the left, aligning closer with Bernie Sanders than Joe Biden, what does that mean for their chances in 2020? Supercharged by Beto O'Rourke's near defeat of Senator Ted Cruz a year ago, a series of GOP retirements, a new brand of Texas Democrat is emerging, advocating universal health care, aggressive action on climate change, and decriminalizing the border crossings. Cristina Simpson Ramirez, the latest in a crowded field hoping to challenge Senator John Cornyn, checks all of those boxes. Progressive candidates plan to reach out to voters who haven't made a habit of voting in the past, but their approach is troubling to some establishment Democrats. 3 public school systems on local military installations are doling out some of the highest teacher pay raises in the San Antonio area. Randolph Field ISD leads the pack with increases ranging up to 12.4%, according to its budget for the upcoming year. Randolph Field, Fort Sam Houston, and Lackland ISDs don't collect property tax, but rely on federal appropriation to augment their state per-student funding. The relatively small districts are consistently some of the highest performing in Bexar County, but also deal with the highest rates of student turnover. Do you want more education news? We just launched Required Reading, a newsletter covering education in San Antonio and around the state, just in time for the new school year. You can sign up at expressnews.com/newsletters/required-reading. The Spurs will get early looks at 2 title contenders as part of their 2019-2020 schedule released yesterday, Monday. After a season opener at home against the Knicks, the Spurs head west the following week to take on Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers in Los Angeles. A few days later, they'll host Anthony Davis and the Lakers. Perhaps the biggest test of the season will come during the annual Rodeo Road Trip, which only includes Western Conference opponents. The 8 games all come against teams expected to compete for playoff spots. And in other news to know today, more boycotts could be on the way after U.S. Representative Joaquin Castro's tweet calling out prominent San Antonio donors to President Trump. A public corruption unit within the Texas Rangers will investigate the simmering controversy surrounding House Speaker Dennis Bonnen. A Mexican banker accused of stealing tens of millions of dollars agreed to turn over 19 Bexar County properties as part of a court settlement. While some have been driven to protest and anger at the government's inaction to mass shootings, others have been driven to prayer and peacemaking. And this is the topic of Elaine Ayala's latest column. A Bexar County jury sentenced a man to prison for life for brutally killing a UTSA graduate student. A visiting judge was removed from Bexar County's rotation after he was accused of using racial slurs to describe an undocumented immigrant while presiding over a case. Consider a subscription to the Express News. Just 95 cents for the first month, a digital subscription helps support our work covering San Antonio and South Texas. You'll get access to all our stories on expressnews.com. Get started at expressnews.com/subscribe. And now the fun stuff. Go wild with Wagyu for an upgraded beef eating experience, suggests Chuck Blount from the Taste Team. With roots in Japan, the beef is layered with exceptional marbling and is widely available in San Antonio area grocery outlets and meat markets. Visit expressnews.com for the full story on all of these headlines and more. And that's your Express briefing for Tuesday, August 13th. Get San Antonio's top news headlines daily. Subscribe on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. For the San Antonio Express News, I'm Joy Marie Scott.